Yes, Mrs. Miller, the doctrine you've referred to that someone told you is generally what's known as soul sleep, soul sleep. It's held by various groups, including the Seventh-day Adventists. However, Jesus told the good thief, "This hour you will be with me in paradise." Paul says we go to be with the Lord in the conscious presence of the Lord. You cannot apply time to eternity. The only way we can understand what happens is through what the scriptures illustrate to us through the example or the metaphor of sleep. When you go to sleep, your consciousness enters a different sphere. You're unconscious of events in time and space, but you are conscious in a different realm of existence. For instance, when you sleep, you can dream of future events as yet to transpire. You can dream of past events as if they're happening again. Past, present, and future are all the same when you dream. So too, when we enter eternity, past, present, and future are all the same. This is what we see in the book of Revelation, for instance. The Lamb was slain from before the foundation of the world. And then I saw. John sees future events, he sees past events, and he sees what were to him current events, all happening simultaneously. We have two Greek words for time in the New Testament, chronos and kairos. Chronos is where we get the word chronology, an order of events. Kairos is like a clock, a watch. In eternity, eternity is not a clock that keeps going. It's no clock at all. It's no watch at all. There is no kairos in eternity. But there is chronos. There is an order of events. The same as when you dream, there's an order of events. First this happened, then this happened, then this happened in your dream. But they take place outside of time. Well, that's what happens when you go to sleep in the Lord. Remember, the scriptures never use death, referring to the biological death of a believer. It uses the term sleep. Lazarus is asleep. The little girl is asleep. Paul says, do not be overly grieved for those who are asleep. When you go to sleep, you wake up again. That's the resurrection. However, when you go to sleep, your consciousness enters a different sphere. When you die, biologically, unless the Lord comes first, you will be in the conscious presence of Jesus. You will be with the Lord. Remember also when Stephen was martyred, he saw the Lord coming for him to take him. This is what the reality is. Soul sleep is not a biblical doctrine. It is completely unbiblical. It is the body that sleeps in the earth. No, we are not conscious of events taking place in time and space as such, but we are certainly conscious of events taking place in eternity. Now, one last aspect of your question is this idea of heaven. Remember, the heaven that exists now, the word we call Uranus in Greek, or we call Shemaim in Hebrew. It's not the heaven of all eternity. There will be a new heaven and a new earth. Satan has access to the present heaven. We see this in the book of Job and the book of Zechariah. Before the throne of God, he will not have access to the new heaven. There will be a new heaven. So don't confuse the heaven we go to now when we die with the heaven that will be with the Lord with forever after the millennial reign of Christ. There are two different heavens.
Let me ask you this though. Mrs. Miller does say that, and we hear this a lot, that she can picture seeing all her loved ones there. Now, does that include those who have not accepted Christ?
Absolutely not. Only those who have accepted Christ will be in heaven. However, we have to understand something. Isaiah answers the question for us. People often ask, well, how can I enjoy heaven knowing that my loved ones are in hell, knowing that my unbelieving parents are in hell, or something like this? Isaiah the prophet tells us that the memory of the wicked will be removed, will be obliterated. In other words, we will have no conscious recollection of them. It'll be to us as if they never existed. There is no annihilation, but there is annihilation of the memory. In heaven, the unsaved loved ones we've had, we won't know that they ever existed. Right. The memory of the wicked will be removed.
So no more pain. This is part of the promise, isn't it, in Revelation
The
21?
Lord will take away every tear.
Yeah.
How can we enjoy heaven knowing that our loved ones are in hell? You won't know they ever existed.